multiple live streams. We're always having technical issues. We're all fish people here, not YouTubers, so we're doing our best. I'm gonna wait to see if we get some more people in here before I start talking about anything. Due to having multiple live streams, I'm sure people are confused on which one to go to, so we'll just wait a second and we will look at some fish. These guys are one of my favorites. These are the gold ocellatus. We breed these in-house, and they are just an awesome little fish. There's so much personality packed into one little fish. Got good color too. Got some bluish purples coming out on their sides, the yellow to orange body. And as they mature, the colors get deeper, and the attitude gets a lot more intense too. These guys are pretty cool. Generally, when they're larger, if they're breeding, you stick your hand in the tank, they're going to want to bite your hand, keep you away from their territory. It's actually pretty funny. I doubt any of these small fish will be like that, but I'm gonna give it a shot and see what happens. Because these guys are just in the sail tank. They're not breeding or anything, so. Yeah, they're interested, but nothing of, none of that territorial behavior that you'll see as they get bigger. So these are the gold ocellatus, really cool fish. So let's see what we got going on in the comments, guys. How's everyone doing? Everybody who ordered fish, how are you with your orders? I know we did have a few mistakes here and there throughout the week due to how busy we were, and we always apologize for that. We try to make it right. So hopefully most of you guys end up with healthy fish, happy fish. My red devil angel. Oh, Dave, how did the red devil angel do? You said it's looking good. How'd it ship? Those are a really exciting fish. The color on them is really, really nice. They're good size and really good genetics, so we're pretty happy with that. So those are the gold ocellatus guys, looking really, really nice. How about the blueface princess or the Burchardi from Capilli? These guys are nice, Tanganyikan. So as we look at some fish, guys, I'm just gonna talk a little bit how the sale went. First, I wanted to thank everybody who participated in the sale. Because of you guys, every day we get to come here and play with fish, and it's amazing. So thank you guys, really appreciate it. And as far as the comments go, guys, I'm having a hard time reading them. They're actually kind of like jumbled into one. So if I can't read your comments, I apologize in advance, but I'm going to try. Right now I see like 3 or 4 different comments kind of jumbled into one. Let's see if I can get it to fix. Like, I see something from Kevin, but I can't really read it. It's like the words are all on top of each other. So I'm going to try my best to see what you guys are saying. Got some more shell dwellers here. So guys, thank you for the sale. It was a huge success. It went just as good as the Memorial Day sale. We had a lot of orders come in, shipped out a ton of fish. Didn't sell as many of the BOGOs as we thought we would, which, you know, not super surprised. A lot of the times it's just fish that we have a lot of, and there's a reason why we have a lot of them. So maybe they're just either they breed really easily for us and we have so many that, or maybe they're just not as popular in general. But a lot of them is just we we breed them in such high quantities that we want to be able to offer them, give you guys some discounts on them. So some of the comments I can kind of read, but not necessarily clearly. Like I see David, I'm gonna try to read your comment here. David's wanting to know if he can see some Azurius. And we don't have any OB Azurius, but I will see if there's any here in the warehouse. Maurice received his order in perfect condition. That's really good to hear. I think Dave or maybe Kevin, it's hard to see, says his Red Devil Koi came in really good. Man, I don't know what's going on with the chat, guys. I'm going to see if I can refresh it somehow, because all the comments are like on top of each other. So just give me a second. Hey Lynn, nice to see you. Thanks for joining. So guys, if you guys have any requests on fish you want to see, just throw it out there. David's asked to see the Azurius, so we'll see if there's any in here. These iceberg fry rye are looking really good. We're starting to get that nice white blaze on them. Looks like there are a few females in there, which typically we try not to do so we don't have any mistakes on sending out male fish. Let's see. I'm not sure if we have Azurius in here or if we ship them all out of the greenhouse. The Taiwan Reef. Oh, here we go, David. We do have some Azurius. You can see the obvious dominant fish in the tank. So the male, that really big male in the middle there, he's obviously dominant. The rest of them are just kind of subdued color. But they will develop color if they become a dominant fish in the tank. So guys, don't hesitate to order any of these if you want. They will color up. They all have the same genetics or similar genetics. It's just a matter of dominance. The Gold Harbor, always a cool fish. Check out these albino dragon bloods, guys. Really good color. Not a super popular fish for us, but the color on them is just always really good. They look more orange in video here, but they're more of a red-orange rather than a yellow-orange. I just think that they're so bright, the camera just doesn't really pick it up that well. The blue orchid, these guys are really cool. I like how dark they are. They're almost black with some blue in them and that white blaze. These males are all fired up in here. Look at that Malarai Island back there. He's just a 3 inches. He is really colored up. It's really nice. So guys, I am going to attempt to read some of these comments, but they are still all stacked on top of each other. It is really frustrating. Well, let me see. Oh, so far I cannot decipher any of these comments. Guys, this is very frustrating. I'm sorry about this. Yeah, I cannot get it to. Let's see, I'm gonna try something. No. So, it is not coming through. So guys, I'm just gonna kind of walk around, show some fish. I can't read a single one of your comments, which is very unfortunate. I am trying to, but. Got the rice fish. These are a really good fish, guys. If anybody is interested in like outdoor tubbing, or just, you can even breed these indoors as well. There's a nice live bear here. Well, I guess they're not, but really cool fish, real easy to breed. Let's see if I can get them. Really interesting fish. Oh, they show up better in this tank. They're slightly larger. So these are the blue Daisy's rice fish. You see they got a little bit of red in their fins, and their bodies are blue on the bigger males there. These polypterus are getting pretty big. These are the Coliba biker, or the Lapridae, Polypterus lapridae. So these guys are really cool fish. They remind me of like a dinosaur and an eel in one. They're always very curious, always trying to check what's going on outside the tank. Look at those like black beady eyes. They're just black. They almost look fake. Well, this guy's coming up to see what's going on. So guys, I'm gonna talk a little bit about what's going on here at the farm. We are currently working on getting our ponds ready for winter. Now the temperatures are changing all over. I'm sure everybody's felt it. I think this morning here, it was in the mid 50s, which is pretty cold for a lot of these fish. Now the ponds are pretty big, you know, 30,000 gallons of water approximately in each pond. So it takes a long time for those ponds to cool off and heat up. So in the next month, we are working on making sure we have wires pulled over all the ponds so they're ready to be covered with greenhouse plastic. And that's a huge job in itself. The whole week has pretty much been dedicated to sanding a pond a day, and then tightening the wires so they're nice and tight, so when we pull that plastic over, the plastic doesn't dip down into the it's a long process. And then so once the wires are all pulled tight, it's going to be about probably 2 or 3 weeks of covering a couple ponds, maybe 15 ponds, 20 ponds a day, until we get them all covered that need to be covered for the winter. Now the greenhouse plastic in the ponds makes a huge difference. It could be 30-40 degrees out, and with that greenhouse plastic, the ponds can be anywhere from like 60 to 80 degrees. It really depends on the outside temperature. I mean, there's been times where it gets in the 50s, but it's pretty rare that the water temperature gets down to that. Here's the female dragon bloods. Now we don't cover all of our ponds. We do have fish that do perfectly fine with the temperatures we have here in Florida. So some of our Central and South American fish do just fine. Some of the live bears do just fine in the cooler temperatures. So here's another tank of Azarias. These guys are all around 3 inches. There's a couple males in here. Mostly looks like there's a lot of females and then some subdominant males. But I'm not seeing any like Our line doesn't show any indication of OB in them. Guys, see if any of you guys can drop something in the chat and see if I can read it. I want to be able to talk with you guys, but it's just has not been working out in our favor today. Here's the OB Ali. Here's a nice like 2.5, 3-inch male. See if I can get him. Still nothing coming through on the chat, so. No, I cannot read that, guys, so I don't know what's going on. It could be a YouTube issue. It could be my phone issue. Here we have, if they will cooperate, red top hung guy. See if I can get them for you guys. They are freaking out. So I'm going to see if I can find the Swedish hung guy so I can show you guys the difference in real time of just the color difference. I'm unsure if we have any in here, but just remember this tank. I'm going, oh, here we go, guys, right next to us. So these guys are hiding behind this pipe. I'll see if I can move it for you guys. There we go. Come on. So they all like to hide, as Mabunas like to do. But if you guys haven't seen one of these red top hung guys and you have a Mabuna tank, these are the Swedish hung guy, which is a line bred from the red top hung guy. I highly recommend checking them out. The color on them is really, really nice. It's a lot more vibrant. And the fish, in comparison, the color like glows in the tank. The oranges are a lot more orange, and the blue and purple is a lot more blue and purple. There we go. So just for comparison, those fish versus the fish up here. The camera won't even pick up that yellowy orange color on the red top hung guy. Another cool fish. These guys were on sale, not at this size, but the blue lips. Really enjoy these guys. The nice yellow color, the bright blue lips. The males get really, really, like the lips become a little bit bigger. Really bright blue on that yellow body. Looks really nice. Here we got some Protomalus spilinotus Tanzania. You got a nice male in here. In a tank full of unsexed and mostly females right now. There are a few subdominant males. That guy, he's not colored up. But this guy over here clearly runs this tank. Really nice fish. So let's look at some fish over here. We have a couple fish right here. These are the Tamasopo cichlid. For you those who don't know too much about Centrals and South Americans, it's the Herichthys tamasopensis. As you could just see, there was a pair of fish over here guarding all that food. They weren't letting anybody else eat. These are a pretty cool fish, related to the Texas cichlid. They're in the same family. You can see they kind of got the same body shape, similar type of pattern, but these are a wild type. They don't have any, they're not line bred for any exaggerated colors or anything. Those are nice fish when they're breeding. When they get into breeding dress, they have really cool colors. It looks like we have a pair of rainbow cichlids here. Looks like they're trying to pair off. Pretty cool. Significant size difference there. Really nice. The thing I like about rainbow cichlids is they're not overly aggressive. They are a larger fish, but you can get away with keeping them with smaller fish or in a more community type tank. And you can still get all those nice colors. They got nice greens and blues underneath that yellowy green color, that base of the yellow color. They even have some reds in them when the light hits them just right. You got the Cuban cichlids here. This is a fish I really like when they're big. The males get really cool with that black and whitish gray coloration. You got the ever so popular redhead tapaho, as they are now called Geophagus pyrocephalus. These guys are showing some really good color. This guy's got a little bit of an interesting color, only the red on his nose. But you see, there's a typical male there, looking really nice. And a lot of fry, little small guys in there. Not something we carry too often, but up here we have the calico or marble convict. We used to breed these in the past. We stopped just because of the demand wasn't really there for them. But these guys are really cool. They get nice colors in them. They are no different than your average convict other than the color pattern. And I find them to be, I like them more than a regular convict just because the variation you get between different, each fish is just different, kind of like an OB fish. And I see some comments coming in, guys, and I am sorry, but the chat on my end is messed up. I can't read any comments. They are kind of all crunched into one comment. I've tried refreshing. I have tried closing the chat and reopening it. I'm having a difficult time reading any questions or requests. Here we're looking at the Cali Biru. These are the Chilanthrina fasciata. We breed these here in-house. Got some threadfin acara, or the Hecali. Now these guys I really like. I've personally kept these before. These are, the common name on these guys is the West African mouth brooder. The scientific name is Pseudocrenolibris nicolsi, or Nicolsi cichlid. That's what I call them, just the Nicolsi. The males get around 2.5 to 3 inches. Females can get that big, but usually they're a little smaller. I've kept these in a fully planted community tank. They were the dominant fish in the tank, but they never harmed any of my other fish. Now, I'm not recommending anybody do that because a lot of times in our tanks here, they'll just start killing each other due to aggression. But for whatever reason, I've had success with these guys in planted tanks. They didn't touch the plants. They didn't bother any of my tetras, which was really nice. Now here's a Florida native fish we breed in-house. These are the metallic shiners. I doubt you guys will be able to see the color, but these guys hold a lot of really cool colors in them. See if I can zoom in a little bit. Now they have a nice metallic sheen to them. They have some blues, they have some greens, they have some reds in them. But it's hard to catch some of these colors, especially when they don't want to cooperate. Really cool native fish. Breeds just like any other shiner. We have the Cyclosoma demiris. We breed these in-house, not intentionally anymore, but somehow we keep having fry of them pop up. And here's another fun one that we breed in-house. This is the Heros liberifer, or the mouth brooding Severum. Now these guys get really large. They're a large Severum. I think I've seen them like 10 and a half inches in some of our breeding tanks. I really like these guys. They, when they pair off, they're really good parents. It's nice to see them carry the fry around in their mouth and then spit them out in different areas of the tank. Those guys are really nice. Here's another tank of the next size up. Not too much larger, but they are slightly larger. Another fish we breed in-house here is the yellow banded acara. Another really cool fish. I love their chubby face. I like the color of the dominant males. They get nice bright yellow when they're in breeding color. In these holding tanks, they're just kind of a little bit yellow. But if you get them in a either a blackwater tank or a planted tank where they're happy, they're going to really color up. The little tiny Therichthys aureus blue. These guys are just 1 to 2 inches. Just for your guys' reference, look at all these boxes we have. So we're actually a little low on boxes right now, but with how many packages we send, we're always making boxes. We always have a task ahead of us to stay on top of it. As you can see, pretty deep in boxes right there. I don't know how many deep this goes back. Probably about 3 or 4. At least 3. I think it goes back 4 wide there. Here's some of the larger boxes. So, getting shipping live fish to you guys is an art in itself, let alone breeding them. We have to consider the size of the fish, how a heat pack is going to affect temperatures inside of the boxes. We have different types of boxes. So here's the yellow rainbow fish. You can see some nice colored up males here. And right above them, we have the Alani Wapoga. This is probably the nicest rainbow that we breed, in my opinion. You get a lot of really cool colors out of them. Now, in these holding tanks, you're not going to see all of them, but you can see on this small fish here, there's red going on the top of its head all the way down to its tail. It's got yellow on the belly. This bigger one, a little washed out currently. But once they're settled in, now in these, some of these fish don't really color up that well in these tanks that we have them holding in for sale. But once we ship them out and they get into your tank where they're not so crowded, they will color up a lot better. Got the Parkinsoni rainbow. We got the aquarium strain Bosemani rainbowfish. So these are just a Florida bred Bosemani. We don't breed these here, but we buy these from a local breeder. So this is just the regular aquarium strain, no specific location. Also over here we got the peacock gudgeons. It's a really cool fish. A lot of colors in a little fish here. And they're very curious. They must be hungry because they're all coming up. That's funny, guys. All the fish came up to the top. They must be expecting me to feed them. And then we got the spotted blue eye, or the Pseudomagil grutridae. These are a good nano fish, nice schooling fish. And the males have really, really nice finnage, especially for such a small fish. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Just want to say thank you guys again for the great Halloween sale. It did really well. Hopefully everybody got their fish alive, happy and well. Want to apologize about the chat today. It must be an issue with YouTube or my phone, one or the other. All the comments are like on top of each other, so it's just like a white line with random letters I could randomly make out. So sorry about that today. Hopefully next week will go better. So thank you guys, and we'll catch you